Good afternoon, folks. It is Wednesday, July 14 at about 5:30 p.m. I am calling this meeting of the Blight Review Board to order and welcoming everybody into the same physical space. This is good dynamics, I think. I'm glad we could finally do that. Indeed, it is. And I think since we have some important business to do with a property owner, I think it's best that we're able to do it in person. And so I'm glad that we could all get together that way today. Let me first ask if you all have had a chance to review the minutes of the meeting of June 9 as provided by Mr. Martin, and if I could hear a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
So,
Thank you. Any edits, corrections, changes, anything to it? So those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Thank you. They are approved. Okay. So the second item on the, the third item on the agenda is what we refer to as a hearing on a determination of probable violation of the Blight ordinance. So this is referring to our file number 17-019. And we have with us this evening the property owner, I believe.
Not
So
the owner.
No, not the owner. Okay.
I'm the executor of my husband's estate. I don't own the property.
Okay.
But yes, it is in my control.
Okay. Would you please identify yourself and your
My
residence
name
address?
is Mary Price, and I live at 66 Raymond Street in Darien.
Okay. Do you live there alone?
No, my two sons live there.
Oh, they do. Okay. And you say you're the executor of your husband's estate, and your husband has title, or his estate now has title?
Yes,
Okay. How long ago did he pass away?
6 years ago.
Oh, my. Okay. I do, just prior to the meeting, I showed you a letter dated March 9, and that was our warning of potential blight ordinance violations.
No, I never got a letter from March 9th
No?
in any way, shape, or form. No,
No.
sir, I did not.
Okay. You don't have a copy of that in front of you?
No, never. This, yes, but this is the first time I've ever seen it. The only letters I have gotten were the certified letters saying that this hearing was coming, and then 2 or 3 days later, I got another certified letter with the pictures with that. Never got one for March 9th.
A certified letter with pictures in it?
Yes,
Okay.
that was delivered, this is from July 1st.
Okay. Right. And it had some pictures in it?
Yes,
Okay. Of your property?
yes.
I see. Okay. All right. So that is the letter that brings you here today, I gather, the July 1, 2021 letter?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't recall seeing one from March 9?
I never got
2021,
one from March 9th.
Which we sent by certified mail and regular mail to 66.
On March 9th?
Yes.
Who signed for it on March 9th?
Well, it was mailed on March 9 of this year.
And if it was certified, who?
Yeah, somebody would have signed it, and I don't know, I don't have the green card, but it was also sent by regular mail. And you
I
did-
never got anything,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
If it was certified, it would have been delivered to my son, just like these were,
Right.
at the liquor store. And Jake would have signed for them. If you look at your green cards from these, you will see that Jake signed for them.
Why would they go to the liquor store?
Because the liquor store's at the bottom of the hill on Tokenique Road, and my son works there.
Oh, it works for that. I know that.
The White Bridge?
White Bridge, the young man who works behind the counter is my son.
Okay, and the mailman knew to go there to find your son?
Well, he goes there every day
I see.
because that's part of his route, and he doesn't know if Jake is there, he'll say, here, he'll bring Jake his mail there too,
I see, okay,
because Jake is there.
okay.
I mean, I'm sorry if that sounds convoluted, but
It's all right, we understand.
if there was a certified letter sent out March 9th, I never got a notice for it, never got a notice
All
for
right,
it.
well, can you imagine what we're talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
What do you think we're talking about?
You're talking about the stuff that's been in my driveway, the car, which I would like to understand why that car is such a bone of contention with everyone. Because it's unregistered, well, if me registering it solves the problem, then I'm almost willing to take that step. I'm
Okay.
trying to sell the car. If the town wants to give me book value for the car, and dispose of it, that's fine, but that car, I'm trying to sell it. It's not a rust bucket. It's not sitting on a public street, it's sitting on my property.
Okay, you think it is sitting on your property. Well, we have a blight prevention ordinance in town now
I
over the last
understand that.
number of years. And in defining what is a blight condition, we specifically include inoperative or unregistered motor vehicles. And it appears to
Okay.
us that is what you have
I
in front of your
understand,
house.
okay.
All right.
And then in the same breath, I'm gonna say this. In the letter, it says, moving something and covering up does not. So everyone has told me up to this point, just put the car in the driveway, cover it, and we don't care about it. That's what I've been told by more than one person.
Okay,
That has been to my house over this.
okay.
So
Well,
it's almost like I'm doing the best I can.
okay,
When my husband first died, for 3 years, I had to fight my sister-in-law and my stepdaughter. Things got out of hand. I have my own health issues. If you go and look, I have had a guy coming when I can afford to pay him to come into my backyard has been cleaned up. A lot of it has been cleaned up. He's coming this weekend to take down all the trees and all the shrubs that run along Raymond Street coming up. I have tilled and removed all the weeds over on the right-hand side. Yes, I know my fence is, one of my fence posts is laying there. If you can get my neighbor to pay for the damage he created, it'll be repaired. I don't have $750 to fix it.
to repair what? I'm sorry, I
The
missed.
fence.
Well, I know that the fence post laying in the side yard is bone of contention, and the reason
Okay.
that happened is because of my neighbor, and it was a big old fight the day it happened.
Oh, I see. So, you see this picture over there? Is the fence pictured in that picture, the
Yes.
car?
It's
That's-
laying on, well, it's behind, you can't see it because it's behind the post, but it's the corner fence post that stands up.
Okay,
And he took it upon, I'm not getting into
Okay.
it, I'll get riled up and it's not worth it.
is that your fence?
Look, he cut it, my 220 line to my garage, and it's,
In the picture you have this, you're not referring to this fence? are you?
no, I'm not referring to the fence in the back.
Okay.
I'm not
There's
referring
a-
to the stockade fence.
There's another one of the
There's a post
four
that
by four
runs,
posts that runs right beside the neighbor's driveway. And I guess, I don't know, the neighbor either took it out or hid it. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
well,
Okay.
yeah, he did a lot of things.
Okay, but is that your post or is that
That's
the
my
neighbor's?
post, that's my property, he put asphalt on my property. If I wanted to play really bitchy, his fence is on my property too. I've had to have him move it once and it's still on my property.
Okay. Well, so beyond that, I think there is, beyond the concern about the car in particular, the blight prevention ordinance refers to unsightly or excessive amounts of debris, garbage and trash.
There's a box, but there are garbage cans, yes, and I own that have weeds and everything else from the gardening.
All right, well, you see this picture? There's one in front of you, I think. This is a picture of
It's
your
a
home.
grill,
your
yeah,
home.
and that was at winter time, so my snow blower was sitting in the driveway, that's my snow blower, and a snow shovel. And I have a
Right.
grill there and a fire pit, because I sit in the driveway with the fire pit.
There appears to be a plastic bag.
Oh, that's,
Is that golf clubs there or something?
no, there's not golf clubs, I know what you're referring to. There's a bin there that was being used to pick up garbage and leaves, etc.
So I see a grill, and then there's something to the left of it that looks like
Yes,
a-
that's my tiller, because I was actually using the tiller to till the yard. Go look at, if you go
Yeah.
and look at the right side, that's been tilled.
So I also see a fence, which is a fairly opaque fence at the end of your driveway. Fair to say? You know, the
That?
black fence?
Yes, that's, yeah, it's
Does
a
that-
gate
Does that
to my
open?
backyard. Yes, it does.
So why can't you move all that stuff into the back?
That's fine, yes, I will.
Well, that's all.
So I can't leave my grill that has always sat there for the 31 years I've lived in the house. I can no longer leave that sit in my driveway. But other people on Raymond Street can do the same thing and I see it.
Well, the important word here is probably excessive
Okay.
debris, and if a grill stays, that's probably not excessive.
Okay.
But if we go through each item and you say,
No,
well,
I
I've had that.
understand what you're saying, and I'm not trying, I told Ally, if you drove by there right now, you would see that the right-hand side has been done. I'm having the fence that you talk about, that stockade fence, that is being replaced.
Yeah, we're not worried about the stockade
Okay,
fence, I
well,
don't
I'm just,
believe. We did, several of us I know have driven by there as recently as coming to this meeting today, and I don't know what you mean by, if you look on the right side, it's all
if
fenced.
you look up at that, my right front yard where the azaleas and all that are, there's no weeds, there's no nothing there.
No, weeds we're not concerned about, but is that yellow bucket of something is, I think, still there?
Probably because that's what I sit on when I pull weeds, that's a chair. The black circle thing is, oh, the because I spread weed killer.
Well, it's just one of a number of
Okay,
items.
yes, okay,
That's
so
the
all that
concern.
has to be put away, I will make sure.
And then you see in the same picture, right to the right of your driveway, over a piece of wood, it looks like, there's what I guess is debris, trash, right? In plastic bags. Can you see that? Between your driveway and the yellow can we were just talking about.
That's an air tank, it's not plastic bags, it's an
No,
air
there's,
tank.
well, there are a number of things along that line.
There's nothing like that laying there right now,
No?
no, there's not. That that preen is sitting there.
All right,
The
but
preen
read this-
is sitting there. That I will say, right now that I know for a fact, the preen is
Okay.
there.
So this
But
photo, I
there's no
believe,
bags, no nothing on that, no.
was taken, I think, on Friday, didn't that one?
It's the ninth.
The ninth, yeah.
The electric cords.
Well,
Yeah.
then they'd have me in the pictures because I was there Friday working in the yard, Friday and Saturday.
There's no
And
leaves on
Friday,
the trees,
if I'm
so
not
it's-
mistaken, wasn't that when we had all the rain?
Yeah,
No,
that's
that was
right.
Sunday.
That's
I was
No, it
working in the yard Friday and Saturday, both
Okay.
days.
Okay. Well,
And my white car would have been there, because that's been sitting in the driveway for the last 2 weeks.
yes, I've
So
seen
these
that.
pictures were not taken in the last 2
Okay.
weeks.
I think you're
Well, I
probably
think
right
maybe
about
Bob,
that.
the Blight officer might have said he drove by on Friday. I don't think these pictures were necessarily from Friday, if I remember from the
There's
email
no,
today.
there's no leaves on the trees like.
And you're right, Friday was a storm, so this
It's a
was.
different-
That's right, yeah,
Yeah.
so you're exactly right. We stand corrected.
I'm not trying to argue. I have I've been trying to
No, we-
clean this
we-
all up.
Good.
We want to be factual and fair.
Right, right. So, what we're hoping is that you get the message. We think there is still excessive debris
I
on
understand
the
that.
property along with the unregistered vehicle. If you can just move the stuff behind the fence,
I'll be
the
honest,
gate.
I am trying to get an appointment into motor vehicle because I need titles for 2 cars.
I tried to get a license renewed and I was
I know.
unable to do it online. I couldn't.
I can't,
you
well, if
can't-
I do the
can't get
titles, I
appointments.
want it ideally Stanford, they're saying, Stanford says, no, I cannot walk in and get duplicate titles. Weathersfield says, yes, you can, and Stanford has appointments. But they don't want to print 2 titles for me.
Yeah,
But Weathersfield
I
says that they are a
registered.
satellite, and the truth of the matter is, I have dealt with Carvio for both this car and my white Nissan that I'm getting rid of. So, those truthfully, hopefully, will be gone, both of them, in the next 2 weeks. No, I mean, that car is a hard pill for me to swallow, and it's like
The
I'm
black
letting
one?
go.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy pill to swallow, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I don't want to put you in an unpleasant position, but
No, I
it
get
is
it.
clearly not mobile. It's got a flat tire, it's not registered, it is to me unsightly.
No, I know.
So-
There's just emotions attached,
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
all right. So the ordinance would authorizes us to say that we'd like you to get this all done. Frankly, we are requiring you to get rid of excessive debris in 30 days or a little more, if you think you need a little bit more. not less than 30 days is what the ordinance refers to. What do you think is a reasonable time to?
I think that reasonably can be done in 30 days, seeing
Okay.
as that side of the yard, I look at it as my right side of my yard and my
Yes,
left side of my yard.
As you're looking at your house?
My left side sucks right now, excuse my language. It does, I own it.
Yeah,
All of that is coming down with the chainsaw.
okay.
Because I don't like those hedges, I have never liked those hedges, those are town hedges that my in-laws and my husband took care of. So for what okay, that's all fine and good. But
Well, if you're, we'd rather you left some screening, I'm not sure.
I wanna put a fence around the yard. I'm gonna be
Okay.
like the new lady on Cliff Avenue and fence in my entire yard, then nobody can mind my business anymore.
Okay.
But no, I'm just, I come home on Monday and there's a dumpster in the middle of Raymond Street, but nobody does anything about that. Rather than
yeah.
being in a dry, I just kind of sometimes feel like it's the pot calling the kettle black. I know 30 days,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
ha-
that's what we
I-
have in mind.
The only issue may be the car, and that's truthfully all about, if I do it through motor vehicle, through the mail, it's gonna take 6 to 8 weeks to get it. And that means 2 months more sitting there.
Well,
And
I would
don't need that
expect,
one across the street giving me any more trouble than she already does.
I would expect that if you come back and tell us that you've
Okay.
taken these steps, you've
Well, can I
filed.
contact Ally and say, Ally,
Yes.
I got an issue with the car or whatever? Is that acceptable to everyone here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Mary-
Ally keeps in touch with me about just everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
And Mary, you don't have to, according to the ordinance, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't have to or fix everything. So if it's just the car, but everything else is gone, then that's okay. You have to have more than 2.
No, the car has to go.
I know,
It
but I'm
has
saying,
to
I know
go.
that put a lot,
Yeah.
it's upsetting to you and
No,
put a lot
no.
of pressure and it might take time.
It's just, the only issue is getting the 2 titles.
Right.
But that, like I said, I have a guy who, if they wanna go look in the backyard, has taken out 90% of what was going on back there. And he's gonna take all this stuff out this weekend. But like I said, Saturday, and Friday, I was working in the yard. I'm not making excuses. I work for an hour or 2 hours, and if there are certain triggers that I have that I find don't stop, I'm gonna wind myself up in the emergency room, so.
okay. We don't want
It's
to cause
just,
that.
if I can have 30 days, I truly believe everything will be done, gone, finished in that time.
Would
Okay.
it help
That-
us to get you a dumpster?
It would,
Okay, so we can talk about that tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah, the town would be pleased to help you with that.
That would work, that would help. Because that way, when everything is cut down, we can put it right into the dumpster and
Right.
everything.
Mhm.
That would
Okay.
help immensely.
Absolutely, we'll
Good.
get that done.
Okay.
And if there's any of the other stuff that's in the yard that you were looking to get rid of, toss it right in the dumpster.
I would, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
With the
Because
brush.
we can take all the stuff that he's been doing in the backyard and put that all, yes,
And
yes,
what-
no.
we
Okay.
totally hear you that your intent is to resolve the cars. There's a hang up there. If you get the other stuff done, then, if the car, if the.
No, you don't understand. I will not hear the end of it until that car is gone.
Okay.
From
Well,
others
if-
Do
in
not
the
know
neighborhood.
what I have to live with.
Well, I'm just saying from our side, if you get the other stuff cleaned
Yeah.
up and the car takes a little longer because of the title issue, that'll be okay.
We'll leave you alone.
The ordinance gives us leeway where there's good
But I'm
cause
being very
shown.
serious about this. When you said March 19th, y'all sent a letter, I don't know that anybody sent a letter out truthfully. I
Okay.
really, truly, it would
Oh.
not, there's no way I would have avoided any of this, none of it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have.
that's, okay,
Well,
well,
if your son's receiving the letters, he should be giving them to you.
He
Right.
does. He calls me and says immediately, he called me right away and said, you have a certified letter here from the fire marshal. And I went, okay, open it, read it. He's like, it's the car, da 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 da. And I said, okay, I hear, and then he said, you have to go to the hearing. I'm like, and then 2 days later, when this one came, No, he wouldn't, are you kidding me? No, he wants that car gone. You don't know my youngest son, please, please. No, he's not, no. He
Okay.
would not take that in any way, shape, or form. No, no, no.
Well, the
Well,
good
they
news
can-
is I
They
think
can
we.
help you clean
Yeah.
though. You have that.
Well, yeah, when they're not working.
Yeah.
When they're
I
not
mean,
working, it's Saturday and Sunday.
I'm being very sincere when I say my 25-year-old who works at White Bridge Liquors, works there probably 50 hours a week and has a full-time job for NBC as well. So he works 2 full-time jobs. I am not exaggerating. If you walk into White Bridge and you see a computer there, that's his NBC computer.
You said you had more than one son?
My oldest son is on the autism spectrum, and if you think I'm working with him to clean this up, hell no to that,
Well,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
it sounds like we have an agreement between us.
Okay.
And there's a plan for you to move forward. And we are excited about that. And when you
Right.
speak with Ally tomorrow, hopefully we'll be able to move the ball forward. And
Look, I have
and-
both the cars sold. Carvio will come pick them up
Okay.
as soon as I have the titles.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
good.
better than calling Rubino's.
Yeah, I guess.
Great.
They
Yeah.
will take anything, whatever, they sell it for parts or whatever.
What is
Yeah.
the name you said?
It's called Carvio,
Car-
and they're online, and I saw it online, and I went bing, bang, boom, and entered what I had. They called me back, asked me, did I have the VIN numbers, and I said, well, the junkyard told me what they would give me, and I told him what the junkyard told me, and he's like, oh, no, we'll give you, and I proceeded to talk to the guy. They'll take the bumpers and everything off this HHR and make a bloody fortune, because it's a custom paint job. They'll
Oh, really?
sell the parts
Okay.
to somebody, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Well, there were
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
wanted to take parts, and I was ready to do that. I mean, it's the transmission, but the engine only has 40,000 miles on it. It's the
Oh,
GM,
okay.
that's a bad GM car. That's all I'm gonna say, that's the
All right,
transmission.
so let's just say our other
Everything-
concern is excessive debris,
It will be
garbage,
taken care of
stuff.
in 30 days.
We need it out of sight,
Yep.
You
out of
got it.
sight,
I
okay?
promise.
All right.
It will be, and if there's any issues, I will talk to you.
Absolutely.
So-
Can I
That
ask a
sounds
question? Your back property, does that back up to somebody else?
No,
Railroad.
yes, Metro
So,
North.
yeah.
I'm in a very.
Oh, Metro North?
That Metro North owns, well, between
It's
the
not, you're not gonna
town.
move it back there to have somebody complaining next door, in other words.
No, next
Right.
door on that side, I don't know, they moved and they got, that's a, I don't want, this is on TV, I'm not spreading gossip.
Well, we
No, it is
appreciate
in
your
fact on TV.
cooperation, we
Yeah.
appreciate your coming, and
More
we're
than
looking
welcome,
forward
and
to getting this
like I
resolved.
said, I do the best I
Right.
can.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's
So
just been, you
the
know.
question for the board is whether we should make a formal determination that there is in fact a blight condition, or do we want to wait until what actually would be our September meeting to proceed that way?
My personal feel is she came here in good faith.
Yeah.
She's cooperative.
Yep.
We have mutually agreed to a plan. So let's see. If the plan comes through, then the blight would be completely resolved, so
Yep.
we wouldn't have to, right?
Okay,
In 30 days. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
In 30 days, you will have talked to our
I will
members
have
who are
everything
also on
right.
town staff, and they will keep us posted. I think what we may do, it's the lawyer in me, I'm sorry about this, but since you say you didn't get a warning letter, I would like to send you a warning letter, just so you know specifically what it
okay.
is we're complaining about, okay?
You're covering.
Yes,
Yes,
I am
okay,
covering
no,
the
that's-
base.
I have no, look, and I'm gonna say this, please don't take anybody, but God, I went weeks with no mail at all because
Okay,
the post office is.
yeah, yeah. All right, so don't be offended if you do see that letter.
No, I will not be
we're
offended, and
just
if you're
covering the
sending it
base.
certified, I will make sure that Jake knows it's coming, otherwise he's gonna
Good.
be out.
Thank you very much for your spirit
Thank you,
and
Mary.
Thank you very
cooperation.
much.
I'll talk to you tomorrow
Trust.
morning.
Thank you for
Okay.
coming in.
Good.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Thank you. All right. Well, the next item would be for Mr. Solito, who unfortunately cannot attend today. So I think we should take advantage and adjourn.
That
Anybody
sounds,
else?
that sounds good. I will tell you, I personally drove by the other properties in question, there's been no change.
No change.
from-
As did I.
from-
I
from the-
passed
from
it
the prior
often
one.
because I have a friend that lives right around the corner from there.
I was
Oh, from
hoping, I
one
was,
particular one?
Oh,
I was,
really?
ho-
Yeah.
I was hoping that
Oh,
that one on
oh.
West would have begun demolition, since the notice of demolition has been up for 30 days now.
Yeah, it may be a 90-day process. I
Oh,
was reading
okay.
the
That I
newspaper,
didn't know.
notice of that.
But they have it all, they have electric and all stubbed up to the pole in the yard, so clearly the
They're
builder
ready to
is
go.
gonna be ready to go as soon as the time period lapses. So
Okay.
that'd be-
Good.
Yeah, that would be good, and I think at the end of McLaren on Leroy as well, it should be
Yeah,
ready to go, titles passed and all that.
The other property that's on West,
He's still in the meeting, or did he adjourn?
We are still technically in the meeting, yeah, but we will quickly adjourn.
yeah, well, give us a minute. The other property that's on West, we're gonna need to have a conversation about though. Because they cleared the trees and everything like that, but the clearing of the trees actually has exposed the house.
This is on West End.
Yeah, and the house is.
Lot of
The one where they,
A lot of
the
structure
road, the driveways.
I have an SUV and I turned around in the driveway, but I would not proceed into the driveway.
I did the same thing.
It's that bad.
Uh-huh.
And the taking down of the trees has exposed the house and some of the conditions of,
Oh,
you know,
yes,
falling.
it's the yellow house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
downstairs and things
Yeah.
like that are apparent from the street now, so.
I know Bob had contact with the owner in the past, I don't know if he has recently, but maybe
I
need to
believe-
He's
have
made
a
some
conversation
efforts,
with him,
that's,
yeah.
uh,
with
Originally, he
some-
said somebody was living there, and then
Yeah.
we found that
No,
no one's.
Couldn't be.
I believe that's the property where he's in touch with the daughter, the father.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
confusing the properties then, I'm sorry.
Well, that could be me. That could be
No,
me.
there's also one on camp where there
Well,
is
that's-
family involved too, but,
All right,
okay.
but, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Formal motion to
second,
adjourn.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Imagine that. Thank
This
you, we're
meeting we never
adjourned.
had.
Okay.